direction, all of a sudden everything is halted and it doesn't go anywhere simply because they decided to stop moving. Jonah went down and he decided to take a boat to go away from God's will. When he did, all of a sudden you see the storm did come. The ship was in danger. Now they throw him overboard and he's gobbled up by a whale. And even the whale got sick of Jonah being in his stomach and had to be able to throw him up. Can I tell you this? It's no good when a person decides they're not going to move. We have universities in America that used to be great universities that would produce pastors and missionaries and evangelists. Harvard University was established in 1636. It was established to train men. You see the motto there at Harvard University. It says this: the truth for Christ and the church. But today, it's a secular university. Today, they know not the Bible. Today, they don't practice the Bible. Why? They stopped moving in the right direction. You have Yale University in America that was established in 1701. It was a gospel training school as it was established. Great revivals took place by the graduates of Yale University. Then they stopped moving in the right direction. Now it's a secular type of college that only majors on academia. Princeton University. Princeton University had some of the greatest revivals that Jonathan Edwards ever preached on its campus. And yet, there was a day when they turned their back on the Bible. They turned their back on revival. They turned their back on God moving in their life. And because of that, today, it is just a dormant type of stale university that does not preach or train anybody for the gospel of Christ. There's the Wales revival that took place in 1904. But to the shock, if you would please, of many, and you go to Wales today, you can only have a small crowd that would gather even to say prayers over their food. And in that which is England. England was one of the greatest missionary sending countries in the world. But today, it's largely a heathen country. There was Iceland. Iceland had churches that were stronger than most countries, but today it's not that way. You only have 3 or 4 people that sit in large auditoriums. Why? Because somebody stopped moving in the right direction. You think about Europe. Europe was a great missionary sending area. It was known worldwide for its missions and its missionary sending associations, but today they aren't doing anything. And so because of that, you see that God is not working in Europe like God used to work in Europe. I want to tell you something about your country. You ought to thank God that you live in the Philippines. The Philippines has become one of the fastest growing Christian nations in the world. Today in the Philippines, the Filipino people produce, if you would please, a large portion of that which is gospel sending individuals and churches that is known around the world. You have a great country of Christians that have a desire to be able to serve God. Can I tell you, there was a man years ago by the name of William Carey. William Carey would travel, and William Carey would say, would you go to the mission field? Would you go to the mission field? He would go to university after university and college after college, but then nobody, not one person would come. Not one person would surrender. William Carey, I believe, threw up his hands in frustration, and he says, if you will not go, I will go. And he went to India. And when he went to India, God began to use him. And he translated the Bible and started schools. And he was known as the father of modern missions. Why? Because he said, if you will not move, I will move. Let me show you what I mean tonight. Let me give you an example of what I mean tonight. As people come to church,